Hello, Keith here with Math and Games. Today we're continuing with MBT by GMT Games. Scenario 3. We are now in, let me just double check. So we are in turn number 2. We are in the staggered initiative phase, the direct fire phase. So I'm going to roll the dice. And the NATO gets plus 20. This is NATO's roll, 92. And the Soviets, 36. So now I'm going to activate one of the platoons. I'm going to activate this platoon, the recon platoon. Well, I can't because they don't have a command. Okay. So now I have to activate another unit. And I think I'm going to activate my tank platoon. So I'm going to put a marker on them of 1 because when we do the movement phase, I have to go in reverse order. All right, so I have 3 tanks there that I can fire. And we have targets coming up the road. So let's do this. Let's determine the range first of all to these. Okay, the range is 19. The range for that vehicle will be 20. How about this vehicle? Does this vehicle have a target? Well, I didn't give it a fire command, so I should have. And it would have had a target too. Could have hit this one right here. No, because there was a building right in front of it. All right. So I have 3 shots. And the first 2 tanks are going to go... No, the first 2 tanks are... One of the first tanks is going to go for 3G7. One of the first tanks is going to go for 3H7. And the tank right behind it is going to go for 3I7. So I'm going to go take my first shot. And it's going to be right here against that. So the range is 21. It's an M1. What is it? It's an M1P with a range of 21. M1P. Range of 21. That's medium range. Don't give that. Doesn't look like it would have a good penetration value on it. 86. I don't even know if I can do any damage to that track, to that ABV. I'm firing at the front. Man, that 86. And it's level. Let's get a turret side shot. It's not going to affect it. What aspect is the fire approaching? You know, it's actually approaching from the side. Okay, so it has a slight chance. Okay, so we're looking at medium range. The modifiers. Is there a target size modifier? No, no target size modifier. Is the target moving? No. Is the target in cover? No. Is a fire a short halt? Damaged, hesitating, suppress? No, 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 no. Broke smoke. Thermal imager smoke? No. Barrage, overwatch? None of those. Nope, nope, and nope. So let's just look at shooter grade and weapon sight. So the sight we'd be using would be the... I can use the laser optic if it gives me an advantage at medium range. I'm going to end up using the laser optics here. Weapon sight, medium range, laser. And so it's going to be +2 because of the laser sighting at medium range. And then +4. So that's a good very, very good. So it's going to be +4. It's going to be medium, +4 to hit. +2 for the laser and +2 because I have veteran units. Okay. So medium +4. That I need a 70 or less to hit. 91. It misses. All right. So now I'm going to fire at this tank right here. So the first shot missed. The next shot, I'm going to come down, down, right here. Range of 20, medium range. Basically, same modifiers. I need a 70 to hit. 41 hits. All right, that's coming in from the front. That's going to not have any effect. But let's see, turret front. And my penetration factor is 86. The target's turret front armor is 95. So that's going to harmlessly bounce off. It's not going to gain penetration at all. Ooh, I just want to... Yeah. Okay, so now, last but not least, the unit behind it. It's going to fire at that lead tank. So I did get one hit, but didn't penetrate. So 20 turret front. Again, I need a 70. 25. It hits. It hits the turret front, and it will not penetrate. The armor will not penetrate. But the shell will not get penetration on. I would have to do the turret side. I have to get lucky and do the turret side. So none of those hit anything. And they're all eligible to be spotted now. So, spot fire, and those two spot fire. And I can remove the fire marker. All right. Delete. All right, so let's roll again. This is NATO is 49. The Warsaw Pact is 27. It's NATO's turn again. So I get this Bradley with the tow. And obviously I'm going to take the shot. That's going to be a point blank range. Boom. And again, I want to go for the rear vehicle. I want to go for that one right there. The range is 16. So let's take a look at the modifiers. Okay. Target size, no modifier. Target moving, no. Target's on cover. Not a short halt. Shooter isn't damaged, suppressed. Brew up, chafe, Overwatch. There's no modifiers. There's shooter grade and weapon sight. And what range? That's point blank range, so there'll be no modifier for shooter grade. And there'll be no modifier for sight because it's, and that's an A1, M3A1. And it's optical tracking anyways. All right, so it's going to be a straight up point blank shot. And it will almost certainly, well, these tanks have explosive reactive armor, so it might not. Okay, so that hits 68. All right, so the penetration factor for that is 180, but we have a vehicle that has special types of armor on it. So the hit location was 6. And that's gonna, it would have hit hull front. I think that's where we have the reactive armor. So let's take a look at the data card. Hull front, yep. So we got the CE times 1.5, and then we have the ERA. So we start with the base of 85. So I'm gonna have to get a piece of paper here. But we start with base of 85. And we get the CE times 1.5 special armor. So that increases it, 85 increases it by 42. So we got 127, and then we have to roll to see if the explosive reactive armor has an effect. Let's look and see if that's actually in the chart somewhere. Penetration, number of hits. Let's look at special armor. Okay. So the FAC is 85, so we'll start at 80. All right. So 80, 1.5, so I get that to 120. We have 85, add 42, so that's 127. Yeah, I'm going to have to look up explosive reactive armor against chemicals. So the CE chemical bricks bring up to 127, and then the ERAC brings it up to 120 if the ERAC actually has an effect. So that's explosive reactive armor, chemical, explosive. Now the HERAK will be the heavy explosive reactive armor against kinetic, but we don't have any of those tanks on the battlefield. So now I have to roll to see if the hits the ERAC. So I rolled a 10. So I'm going to have to see what number we need for that. Okay. For the ERAC, 321. Okay, so from that explosive reactive armor to be effective, I would have had to roll a 7 or less. I rolled a 10. It's not effective. So the shot actually does penetrate the armor. The armor had 127 rather than over 180. So it's a good anti-tank rifle shot. It had the explosive reactive armor, had a chance to block it, but it failed. So now we have to see what the results of the shot are. So 8. So we're going to look at that Bradley. I'm going to get damaged. I believe it's going to be 8 is a brew up. That's actually what I really did not want to have happen there, because I didn't want that smoke. Because that brew up smoke actually gives cover. Well, at least I took out an enemy tank. That's a good thing, I guess. And that's the turn right there for that. I have to mark them as spot fire. Do I have any opportunity fires? No, I don't have any opportunities fire for the Warsaw Pact. Over here, I have to mark this -1. Let's see. -1 toe. They have a lot anyways. Next reroll for the next initiative. NATO has 39. Soviets. So the Soviets have the initiative. And they're going to take fire. I do have units to bring on the board, which automatically give them move command. But right now, I'm going to activate this platoon and the fire command. So they get 2 potential targets. They have the hull down unit on the hill. They have this Bradley. They also have some heavy Infantry. Oh yeah, I have to keep marking the units as they fire. Okay, so that was the second one. And the third unit to get initiative is these guys right here. So who are they going to fire at? One's going to fire at the Bradley. And one's going to fire, I want to fire at that Abrams that's turned to the north. So first I'm going to take the shot at the Bradley. Bradley is in medium cover. Let's go to chart B. Crops, non-12. No, that's only meant for spotting. Crops do not give any cover. Okay. So, 70 BV, range of 20. They get 86 to penetrate. The Bradley has very little armor. So any hit will take it out, pretty much. Penetrate. I gotta check medium range. Medium range. Any modifiers? Mainly the target size, so there's no target size modifier. Target size, target moving, light cover, blah, 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 blah. Sure damage, hesitating, shooter broken or on fire. No, no, no. Defensive fire, blah, 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 blah. Alright, so there's no modifiers. T-80 has a special type of sight, which I don't think they have laser sights. Alright, they do have laser optics, so that's going to add a bonus. +2, because that's medium range, so we're going to have medium range +2. And we have seasoned. But the seasoned unit, that doesn't give him any bonus. So I need to get a 60 to hit. And I get a 0-3. So 10 becomes a track hit. 10 automatically becomes a track hit. And I have to check track hit. Now I have to check because let's see if there's any rule that I'm using specifically for tracks. 3, 2, 1. I just want to make sure there is no variable track hit. Dual driving fire turn. Count span. Arrows, direct fire, indirect fire, camouflage. Smoke, turret, smoke charge, lower hull hits. Alright, so that is a regular track hit. Alright, well that got off lucky. The second, I'll mark that fired. The second vehicle is going to shoot. Second vehicle is going to fire right there. At range 20, medium. So I got medium, target size is not a factor. Target's not moving, target isn't in any type of, well, target is in light cover, so it's -1 because it's in the alleys. No, it's in no cover. So medium range, I don't think there's any adjustments. It's medium range, is that +2 for the laser sight. It's +2 for the laser sight, and that's it. So it's, again, it's going to be medium range +2. Range +2 is 60. 73, so that missed. I gotta mark it fired. And that's it for that unit. I'm gonna pause here for a minute or two or three. Okay, so I want to make one more adjustment. So the first firer was actually this unit, the second firer was this unit, the third firer was this unit, and the fourth person in the fire phase was, that was the first time the Soviets had fire. That was them. So we're going to roll for initiative. NATO 90, Soviets 99. So the Soviets again get the initiative. All right, so the main thing I'm looking for here, fire markers, this platoon right here. Fortunately, I only gave them one fire marker right here. All right, so obviously these two are going to fire at the unit on top of this hill. So let's check the range. I'm pretty sure that's going to be point blank range. 11, yes it is. So we're going to look at this, and that's going to be BV short range. Okay, so I could try the Songster chemical energy, which has a lot more penetration, and that would be at point blank range. Yeah. How many of those do I have? So I'd have to roll a 4 or less to get that ammo. Whereas I'd only have to roll a 9 or less to get the kinetic energy ammo. Of course, Songster penetrates 144, but I'm going to take the kinetic energy ammo. Oh, man. All right, they're both going to try. I'm going to try for both of them the anti-tank missiles. First one, I want to see if this has any available. Yes, it does. Good. Okay, now that's going to be at point blank range. Okay. That was the key thing there. Did I have them? So point blank range 90. Target in the woods is light cover. Let's just confirm that. Light woods is light cover. All right. Target's not moving, so point blank -1. Point blank -1. Okay, that's it. At point blank range, we would have a modifier, laser sight modifier for point blank range. So I'm going to need 81 to hit. Then the second one's also going to try a fire 9 to tank missile. 47 hits. It's going to come into the front before. That's going to be turret front. That's good because that vehicle's fully hulled down. It's painful though. Man, I feel the pain for losing that. It's ridiculous, but I do. It brewed up. Oh, I didn't want to see that happen. So be it. And they both fired. the movement phase goes in reverse order. So it's NATO gets 22, the Soviet Union gets less. So the Soviets get another initiative. Question is, do I start moving my headquarters now to here? If I move it here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to move it right here. So yeah, I'm going to move my headquarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. It would have to either be right here or right here. And I do not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go right there. And these guys are going to move up right there. And they're going to be the number 6. Well, actually, wait. We're doing fire, right? So they have a move command, so they're not moving yet. They have a move command, so they are not moving just yet. The only thing that's happening is our fires. All right, and I don't think Soviets turn, but the Soviets don't have any fire. I don't have any fire, so now we go on to the movement phase. Okay. Now we go on to the movement phase. So it goes in reverse order. And since they're Soviet units, okay, I'm going to pause it for a second. Well, at least for this phase, I'm going to use the streamline movement phase, which means the Soviets are going to do all their movement, and the NATO is going to do all their movement. So I put these back right here. 3. Just put them back in their area. All right. 4. Somewhere around here there's a 5, but I'm not going to be too concerned about hunting it down right now. All right, so movement, Soviet movement, and Soviets have a lot of movement. And the only thing the Soviets have to worry about is Overwatch. And this unit right here just had a fire command, so I don't have any Overwatch. So, all right, so that BRM1. So that right there is a BRM1. It's tracked. And cross country, it has a movement factor of 7. And moving into light woods. Costs 2. Well, let's see, yeah. Costs 2 to enter the light woods. This right here, I'll give a spot move, because it has the ground-based radar. So 1, 2. And I don't want to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4. Turn left. I just want to check to see what the movement cost for crops is. 1, crops and brush. All right. So no effect. I also have to check for a bog because I was leaving those woods. So for a bog, 1 through 20. I gotta see if that recon vehicle has a modifier to its bogging. No, it doesn't. 1 through 20 and it bogs. It does not bog. Okay, so it's right there. And now, because of the ground-based radar, spots that. Okay, delete the move. Now this tank platoon. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Now I want to move the headquarters. I'm going to move this tank there. I'm going to move the follow-on units there. So now everything has to be within 6 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On my number 5. All right. So everything is within 6 hexes of this. That's the new center of the world, so to speak. These guys are going to go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Yeah, okay, so I'm not, there's no bog. 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. And they're going to go over here. And they're going to go over here. Kind of risky sneaking up on that unit, but all right. Again, everything is within 6 hexes of the headquarters unit. Now, who else has a movement command here? That is not spotted. I didn't give them a command, they're standing put. So now I have to enter the rest of the Soviet forces onto the board, and they all have to end up within 6 hexes of this guy. Okay. So first up, I have an engineer battalion, or an engineer platoon. They can create smoke and blow stuff up. Okay, start over here. 1, 2, 4, 5. 6. Rotate. And the other unit's going to be at the same spot, but then rotate. Boom. Next we have the 4th tank platoon. And then we'll have the 5th tank platoon. Then we'll have all of these mechanized infantry, and then we'll have more mechanized infantry. Alrighty, then make sure I got everybody. Okay, so this tank platoon right here, we're going to enter. I don't think I'll have any. Well, let's take a look. I want to see if we might have overwatching fire. No, because see right here, that hex. So that would be the only chance I have of getting good fire right there. And I might, yeah, I do actually. I do have a path. Okay, that's interesting. Anyways, these units are entering. Never assume things, I guess. And they're going to park. I gotta stack these. 1, 2. You can move 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Moving this tank platoon. Never assume anything. Like that Bradley, I thought, nah, he wouldn't have fire. But yeah, he had fire. He had a good Overwatch fire. Assumptions make ASSs of officers and sergeants, I guess. Okay. I'm going to park them right there. Now my engineering platoons. They can move 7. Here. In the absence of having any place else to put them, I will put them right here. 2 and 3. 1, 2. And then the follow-on platoon right here. Oops. And that's it for Soviet movement. Now we have American movement. Right here. Shift, shift. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's all the movement for the Soviets. I missed a great opportunity to opportunity fire right there. I could have taken that guy out, but no, then I can do about now. Bradley, I put on Overwatch. I should have. There was a reason I put on Overwatch. All right, movement phase. So this unit, I want to switch it into that. Well, I can't give a movement phase to a unit in full cover, so these guys are in full cover, so wasted movement command. And I believe that is it for the Americans. Okay. So we've done the movement phase. So now we're on the final phase. We're on the marker phase, just markers. Okay. So now I can remove full cover. That guy's going to stay in full cover and fire, obviously. And that's going to be the last thing he ever does, probably, unfortunately. For now, I'm going to leave. Okay, so do I want these guys to shift positions? Ooh. Yes, absolutely. So I'm not going to put those guys in full cover. They need to shift to the other. They need to shift to the other side of that woods hex because the Soviets are going to come around south, and I get plenty of coverage up north. Okay, who else? Well, these guys right here. Again, they need to be out of full cover. I need to shift their position, and they're facing. Actually, I can rotate their facing right now, so that's no problem. At least I can do it for the infantry. Let's see. These guys are fine in full cover. Over here, I want them out of full cover. They need to move. No one's coming up north. So I'll delete that. That Overwatch command was wasted. I had a chance to take out a Soviet tank, and I didn't. Okay, I think that is it. Okay. I want to make sure everybody has the right facing. All right, that's it. So that's going to be it for turn number 2. Next, we're going to go on to turn number 3. Things are starting to get interesting. I have to say that if you look at them, well, let me pull back, pull forward a bit. So this is a situation map right now. You know, all the Soviets are coming on right here onto the board. And then the Americans have to stop them from leaving the west edge. I've taken out one tank. They've taken out one of mine. I'm going to have to shift my focus now south. These units are all going to have to shift south, because that's where the attack is coming from. Key thing to remember right here is all these units have to be within 6 hexes of this headquarter units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And right now they are. So that's how you know no units are going to come up north or even center, because again, command and control, you have an oversized company, and the maximum radius, I guess, is 600 from the command vehicle, is 600 yards or 600 meters, depending on the size of these squares right there. Meanwhile, the American command vehicle is right there. I got to protect that. Less so to a certain degree than the Soviets, because Soviets need to move. They need to move commands. The Americans don't need to move. The Americans just need to dig in and fire. So I'm not, well, I may switch my, I guess, see, because we have units coming up to the right of the hill. It all depends on how they take the command track. Command's probably going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that, or up here. And if it comes up here, 1, 2, 3, then there can be units on both. If the command vehicle, command is right there, then there can be units on both sides of this hill within radius of 6. If the command goes south, everybody's going to have to be within radius of 6. So let's say they go right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd still be able to send units up there. All right, so they can use that road and path. Okay. All right, that's it. I thank you for your patience. Things are going to go a little bit quicker once I get the full hang of this. I highly recommend you using the command span rule. I highly recommend that you use platoon integrity. It makes a much more interesting game, adds a lot of it makes a lot much more realistic, adds a lot of interesting strategy possibilities too. So, all right, thank you very much. Have a good day. I'll see you for the next turn. Bye-bye.